Hello everybody, welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. Sorry, my voice is a little shot. Been using it a lot lately. Thank you so much for supporting the show. A lot of great ways to support the show. Not the least of which is the P.O. Box. Some of you sent me some Christmas gifts, which was very lovely and sweet. I very much appreciate that. And you've asked many, like, can I just send you cash? And some of you live all over the world, so yeah. It's totally cool if you want to do that. You can send me euros, yen, you know, Aussie dollars, whatever. Whatever way you want to support the show, I very much appreciate it. And so, yeah. And if you want to tell me your story in whatever way you want to do it. So, I read this really cool short story about someone that was, this is back years ago. It's a period piece. Somebody sent someone to it's a fictional, kind of a fictional thing. It was like a Batman sort of tale, like a fan fiction thing of sending someone from the Edo period of Japan, sent stuff to Bruce Wayne. And they kind of knew that the story is like they sort of suspected Bruce Wayne as Batman or whatever, and they sent stuff, these cool, like, I don't know, it was like tapestries or something like that, and then they like sort of hid their stories in there and sent them to, anyway, it was really cool. So you guys send me your stories and stuff. It's really cool. I very much appreciate it. And also you can go to the Patreon to support the show. Please watch the ads all the way through at the beginning of YouTube. Don't click skip ad. I don't get paid when you do that. And go to GrahamElwood.com for progressive comedy tour dates. Ron Placone and I are coming to Florida very soon, guys. Couple of weeks. January 9th, Gainesville. January 10th, Coral Gables. The 11th, Jamlando. And the 12th, Jacksonville. Get your tickets now. Venues are going to sell out, guys. Nico House is going to open for us down in Coral Gables. We're going to have some other organizations there. We're reaching out to the DSAs in those towns. If you live in any of those areas and you are working with the Green Party or Movement for a People's Party or the DSA or anything like that, please email me, info@grahamelwood.com. We'd love to have you set up and have a table, because we want these shows to be more about getting involved and activism. And that's for any of the tour dates that we've got coming up. If you live in any of the cities, and I've got dates in Texas, Louisiana, Utah, Boise, Idaho, Washington, D.C. So all those dates are at GrahamElwood.com. Boom, 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 boom. Look at you, all making Gotham great again. I got this article. It was written by Ann Garrison of the Black Agenda Report, which is a great website, and they do some fantastic reporting. The People versus the Information Monopolies, case continued. This came out December 19th at blackagendareport.com. And basically she does an interview, and they also have a podcast there, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to show you some excerpts of this interview, because it's about net neutrality, guys, which has already been repealed, but how we can potentially save it. Some members of Congress are still attempting to use the Congressional Review Act, the CRA, to stop the FCC's repeal of net neutrality, which is meant to protect us from the financial motives of internet service providers controlling the pipes that data travels through. I spoke to Tracy Rosenberg, the executive director of Media Alliance, about what's next. Also, so the link to the article is in the show notes, and you can get, this is a hyperlink, so you can find out more about Media Alliance if you're not aware of them. They're a really cool organization. They're out of San Francisco. So this is what Tracy Rosenberg said. Yes, the CRA permits Congress to take action to repeal what a regulatory agency has done. The use of the CRA to save net neutrality passed the Senate some time ago, then sat in the House. We had a deadline of September 14th to get from 179 to 218 House votes, and we only got to 180, but the deadline has now been extended to the end of the congressional session. So what people can do to go BattleForTheNet.com. There it is again, BattleForTheNet.com, where there's a scorecard that will show you the representatives who have signed on and those who haven't. This is the thing we talk a lot about on this show. Hold your representatives accountable. Tell them if they don't support this, you're going to vote them out. If they do support it, you know, give them the old thumbs up or whatever. Give them the old thumbs up. So then Ann Garrison says, Congress may extend its deadline to adjourn because Trump's still pandering to a xenophobic base by demanding billions of dollars to turn the border fence into a wall. Is there a chance net neutrality could still be saved before Christmas? Well, this article came out right before Christmas. Procedurally, yes, but it's very unlikely. We still have to get 38 more votes, but pressuring any House members holding out is still a good thing to do because it demonstrates the will of the public and the majority of Congress. Now, that's a good point. Now, while we're already past that, the pressuring of Congress, especially now that we have a new Democrat Congress going to be sworn in, this is the kind of pressure. See, you notice leading up to the 2018 midterms, people, the public, red state, blue state, whatever, really started pressuring for Medicare for all. Everyone's like, wait a minute, we want Medicare for all. So then even these Republicans running were like backpedaling on, well, we want to have Medicare for all too. You start pressuring these politicians. It's the thing the Tea Party did. The Tea Party didn't go after Democrats. They went after Republicans. There's so much with the Tea Party I don't like, so much about their policy and some of the ways they handle things, but they pressured the Republicans. They didn't fight Democrats. They pressured the Republican Party to come more their way. And that's what we need to do as progressives. We just need to get so loud and make it so clear. We want net neutrality. We want Medicare for all. We want a Green New Deal. Boom. And not some fake ass watered down by ExxonMobil Green New Deal that these corporate Democrats are going to get behind. An actual Green New Deal. You know, the one that'll save the planet, that Green New Deal? That has a federal jobs guarantee and all this investment into our infrastructure and all this other stuff. That's what we want. But here was the woman's response. There are a number of different things going on that can bring us closer to saving net neutrality, aka an open internet. The lawsuit against the FCC is in court. I didn't know that. It's in the Third Circuit in DC, and arguments will start in February of 2019. There are about 18 lawsuits that have been consolidated. In the 2019 Democratic House, we should also have a very clear majority, so it's possible that new legislation can be put forward in both the House and the Senate to make net neutrality the law of the land. Congress has always had the power to overrule the FCC, which I did not know. Very helpful and useful information. Now that we have a Democratic Congress, let's see if we can get them to do it. We'll also find out, going back to that other website, which Democrats are going to sell us out. We know some of them will. That's what they do. Yay, we're for the people. And then they take money and sell us out. So the thing I would add to this is I think putting this pressure on is a great idea and on your senators and representatives, but also doesn't have to be either or. Concurrently, try to get municipal broadband where you live, like Chattanooga, Tennessee, which now has the fastest internet in the country. Ron Placone's been trying to petition it in Pasadena. Get municipal broadband. I talked to a buddy of mine that travels all over the world, and he goes, oh man, there's all these like internet hotspots in Korea and Thailand and Vietnam and stuff, and they have internet that's so much faster than anything we have here in the States. He goes, it's unreal. It's unreal. He goes, it's just like lightning fast, flipping through a book, downloading, uploading, streaming, all of it. It's crazy. We think we're on the cutting edge here in America. We're not. We're being throttled by the tech companies. And here's some other awful things that the telecom companies do. So then Ann Garrison says, okay, lastly, could you remind us of what will happen if we lose net neutrality? She reminds us, we've lost it. Unless you're a resident of one of the states that have passed statewide net neutrality laws, those state laws should take effect if the courts kick back the FCC's preemption lawsuit. So far, because the loss of net neutrality is being litigated and legislatively challenged, The telecoms and cable companies have been careful not to shut down the open internet too fast. But we're getting occasional glimpses of what that will be like, with Sprint throttling Skype and Verizon slowing service to customers during catastrophic forest fires unless they upgrade service. Wait, what? So apparently, all right, let's just let them explain it. So Ann Garrison asks, okay, I want to make sure we fully understand that. Are you saying that Verizon literally slowed access to the net when people were fleeing forest fires and checking their cell phones for updates on routes they should take or help they might get from emergency responders? Yes. Verizon slowed wireless access in fire-stricken areas. There it is. This meant slowed service not only to people fleeing the fires, but also people still in their homes but checking for updates to see whether or not they needed to flee. Customers would see a button on their screens that they could press to upgrade. The same thing happened in Florida during the hurricanes. These are the telecommunication companies, folks. Gee, if you don't know if a fire is coming near your home and you want to get exit routes for you and your family and your children, are you going to pay for the upgrade? Yeah, and Verizon knew that. How horrifying is that? Oh, awesome, a catastrophe. Let's profit from it. Awful, awful companies. This is why I wish I had municipal broadband so I didn't have to use any of these companies' bullshit. How horrifying is that? Unreal. So a lot of ways, guys, to get involved and to put pressure on your lawmakers. I don't know if there's any alternatives to these cell phone companies. I have T-Mobile, but Verizon brings me my Wi-Fi. I have Fios, their high-speed internet. I was using Time Warner, which is now called some other dumb company, and I got rid of them to go with Verizon because they had high speed. Oh, God. They just get you at every turn. So if anybody's got any alternatives, I'd love to hear them. But let's petition our lawmakers to try to resurrect net neutrality, get municipal broadband in your area. Those are ways to fight back. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being political vigilantes. And please like, subscribe, put comments in the videos. All that stuff helps. Share the videos. Those are great free ways to support the show. And listen to it on iTunes. And if you're listening to it on iTunes, share the iTunes. Getting more downloads through the audio podcast of this helps the show as well. Thank you so much.